Pay attention. Okay. A lot of you have the power to change your financial future and become famous millionaires. The price is also something we will talk about today. Many pieces of information I've learned recently have made me think that XRP will do very well. For those of you who don't know, I've been at Unit 2049 for the past 2 days. Okay, yes, I went to the event today and I have a lot to tell you. There are lots of crazy things going on right now. I just saw Eric Trump speak on stage. The father of Tron got up on stage and spoke. In the end, a lot of this will have something to do with XRP. Also, by the end of 2025, I'm going to change some of the prices I thought were possible. Stay tuned for that and for the information I'm going to teach you today. That will also help you make the most of your opportunities along the way. That being said, a lot of people are starting to use Bitcoin. Now, one interesting thing I learned today from Eric Trump is that their company, World Liberty Financial, is putting a lot of money into global decentralized apps to make cryptocurrency more accessible, especially in developing countries in Africa, South America, and other places with poor economies around the world. People really want to get away from their government. The fact that Eric Trump is so strongly against banks was another thing that really shocked me. He didn't hold back at all. I'm going to put all of my money into blockchains and technologies like XRPL that will help more people get access in a fair way. Of course, I believe XRP is going to do this the best. I do want to talk about adoption though, because it's the first piece of this puzzle. After that, we'll talk about price movement and all that other cool stuff. We can see right away that Morgan Stanley, a $1.30 trillion asset manager, is going to let their E-Trade clients deal in cryptocurrencies. That's crazy. Okay, yes, like Morgan Stanley, it's important to say it again. Of course, they have assets worth $1,300,000, 0 cents, but they also have a lot more in trades going through their exchange. A $1.30 trillion asset manager could easily make tens of trillions of dollars in sales, especially if they start a huge online trading platform that anyone in the world can use. At this point, we don't know all the specifics of what this will involve. That is very important news though, okay? This is something that more and more banks are going to start doing, okay? We're talking about Bank of America and all the other big names in the business. These people are going to do this because they will be left behind if they don't. And this is something else that Eric Trump made very clear in his speech today, and I agree with him completely. Now, diplomacy is also, tariffs are one of the most important things because they change the markets. Everyone knows how wars can hurt the markets. I mean, maybe not all of you know, but I'm here to tell you that it does. Even though there are many things going on, the most important one is the end of the war in Ukraine. That's it, folks. The US and Ukraine have signed a deal to trade minerals. To put it simply, this puts the United States in the area around Ukraine. There are active US military personnel in the country. This means that if Russia continues to invade Ukraine and goes after the rare minerals that the US will now be mining in Ukraine, it is an act of war against the US of America. Russia would never do something like this unless they hate everyone and want the world to burn. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the war. It's not really over, but this is pretty much it. As soon as this deal is over, which it is, in other words, most of the US sends people over there to start mining these minerals and setting up their factories. This is the only real reason Russia wanted the war with Ukraine in the first place. They need the things. They want the land for farming, they want the minerals, and Ukraine has a lot of them. And the end of a war is great news for the stock market. We've been to a lot of protests since the war. It's also beginning to look really, really good when you think about how many institutions are adopting it. Also, President Trump has said that he wants to talk to Chinese President Xi Jinping. This news story is the most doubtful of all of them. We all know that China and the US have been going back and forth. China says they won't talk to Trump. There is a call from Trump to Xi Jinping. We'll wait and see what China says about this. Things are getting really strange. No one knows who they can trust. Still though, we might be able to hold out hope that something will happen soon. Also, it's interesting that Microsoft stock and many other companies are consistently reporting earnings that are much higher than expected. I just want to quickly touch on this one more time. What does this mean? The economy is much better than we thought. It's possible that the markets have priced out a lot of tech companies. They just don't think they'll have good quarterly earnings, which is pretty exciting. What we're seeing though is that is totally wrong. They're making more money than expected. It looks like things are going to be much better than anyone could have hoped or dreamed. They're reporting gains. So when you put everything I showed you here together, it starts to make a very interesting story. Finally, I want to sum up. President Trump is talking to the president of China. The war is over. Have huge asset managers, trading crypto for online clients. That's trillions of dollars. Furthermore, at the same time, Eric Trump is putting his best foot forward to help cryptocurrency become widely used around the world. I want to make one thing very clear to you all. XRP is about to go through another huge acceptance curve. November was great, but this week will be different. It became cheaper to borrow money in Europe. There is money coming into the markets now, that much we know. Rates will soon be going down in the US. It's great that people are still not expecting much from inflation statistics right now. Things look great from almost every angle, which is great. This is just what we need to see. There are still some risks in the market, but the biggest one is that there is doubt about India and Pakistan, and a fight may be starting between the two. For that reason, we need to be getting ready for the black swan. India and Pakistan are both very big countries with lots of people. They trade a lot with many other countries around the world. So, yes, we'll see what happens there. We already know that the US will side with India because they want to make him a new trade partner. To be fair, they don't have great relations with Pakistan, but we'll see how everything turns out in the end. Following this, I firmly believe that the pros are greater than the cons, and if you look at the changes that usually happen when a war starts, you can see that it usually gets better very quickly. India isn't like this, then the markets will never be the same after the Pakistan war. There will be no coming back. If that war does happen, we'll probably see a pretty big drop. We don't know for sure yet, but it's possible. After that, there will be a great rebound. Getting buys, making leverage trades, and making a lot of money are all going to be really fun times here. On this screen, you can see that I do have a job opening right now. I was able to get in at a cheaper price than now, under 220 to be exact, which is great to see. I think that we are moving toward a small correction before another huge rally because of a few things such as the overbought stochastic RSI, and the fact that our Fibonacci Bollinger Band is pretty close together. Okay, the numbers we're at now are giving us a lot of support. This is a good sign, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. It just means that the risk is going down and the upside keeps going up, which is good news for you. Volumes and cash are coming in, people are getting excited, and the adoption curve is really taking off. So if that makes you happy, hit that like button. But more importantly, join our Crypto Crusaders trade group to protect your future in all of this. For that reason, you get all of my trades and entries so you can get in when the going is good and make money with me and my group who are killing it right now. If you want to learn more about the crypto market, the worst thing you could do is not join Crypto Crusaders. To be honest, I think it's the best option. It's the best neighborhood, that's what I really believe. Listen up, this is really easy. Here is where you can join BTCC, get the bonus for your deposit, get more bonuses on top